I was one of the lucky few to be born with a passion for nature. Growing up, conservative family, difficult to really go out in the field like kids do today. In those days, community expectations were doctors, lawyers, and engineers. I didn't really want that. I wanted to work with wildlife. But it wasn't until I was in college on my first journey into nature at Bukit Timah Nature Reserve. And even though this was a strange environment that I wasn't particularly used to, it felt like coming home. And I never turned back since. A lot of people do give up their dreams, but are they happy? Do they look back in regret? I don't. I'm a firm believer that if you have a passion, a dream, make it work. Because that's who you are supposed to be. Nature is not fully understood, so we tend to treat nature as more of a recreation area rather than a preservation of biodiversity and conservation. But you know, for me, this is home. I was born here, I'm a Singaporean. I want to make it work here. It's a delicate balance. We need to preserve every little bit of green we can to preserve the biodiversity that remains within. When I started nature tours, it was because of a passion. And one of the things I enjoyed the most was showing people the things that I love. Okay, listen everyone, you can hear a beautiful bird song. And reliving every encounter through the eyes of someone else. We started a group to study wildlife, to collect data that would go into management policies and conservation work. We're the gateway to nature of Southeast Asia for people to go into rainforests and mangroves of the region. Examples of these sort of habitats that people can easily visit, highly accessible, and today we have these boardwalks that make it very easy for people to go and enjoy nature. Singapore managed to retain many nature areas like Sungai Buloh. If we didn't preserve this place and work on it, the habitats would have been lost a long time ago. Instead, the top predators like otters and crocodiles have returned because the ecosystem works. In fact, Sungai Buloh is now probably the last remaining main refueling site for migratory shorebirds in Singapore, which showcases how valuable this place is. The plan for Pulau Ubin was always for two industrial estates, two housing estates come here. And we feared that because Pulau Ubin will never be the same again. The biodiversity there is still very rich and worth preserving. So I think it's a wonderful thing that Ubin's preserved now. Nature, it's a never-ending learning process. Every visit into the field teaches us something different. I think I could spend 5 lifetimes and still not know it all. It's so heartening to see so many youngsters out there doing something to preserve what we have left.
He's really passionate about wildlife. It kind of motivates you and kind of draws you in to feel just as passionate as he is. They have already done their share and they lay the foundations for us. The younger generation have to take over and continue the fight for conservation.
We've held on to it for as long as possible. Now it's their job to keep our nature still intact. After all, the future of Singapore is theirs. You know, a lot of people come to Singapore thinking it was the concrete jungle. And today, many of our visitors from all over the world are coming to experience Singapore's nature. Singapore is unique. No doubt it's urban, but we have a wonderful place here that can be enjoyed not only by Singaporeans, but the rest of the world. And I think that's special. My name is Subaraj Rajathurai. I'm a wildlife consultant and a nature guide.